I did. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 86 podcast yet again. I'm your host, DonBeEZe, or Don Blackwell. Just want to introduce my buddy here. Tell him a little bit about yourself. Tell
Something
him
like
your
that.
name.
My name's Tony Reyes, and I've bounced and done security for on and off for 20 years.
20 motherfucking years. Shit, that's a long time. Jeez, you don't even look that one, man. Gangster. All right, Tony. So let's do a little recap for folks that missed out on the last one. And if you did, you should go check it out because we had a lot of cool stories on there. We have tons more. Oh my gosh, the stories that like bouncers have, half of them, and I'm talking to a lot of you fuckers out there that are waiting to come on. You know who you are. Just come on that freaking show. We won't talk about what you don't want to talk about. I know there's like crazy shit that will get people in trouble. We won't talk about the crazy stuff, okay? Just show. Daniel. Hello. Anyways, but I was a security bouncer, doorman, whatever you want to call it, at a place called the Boogie. I worked there for since early 2000s till like 2005 or something like that. But anyways, enough about me, Tony. Why don't you go ahead and tell me, what was the first place that you bounced?
First place I worked was a club in Japan,
Japan.
Roppongi. It's a place called Gas Panic.
Roppongi?
Roppongi.
Okay, so let me scoot back. How did you freaking end up in Japan bouncing?
Well, I was in the military. I was in the Navy.
Okay, cool. All right, in the Navy. What was your MOS, or what did you do?
Aviation storekeeper.
All right. Aviation.
So I got to play with airplane parts all the time.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, I need to stop doing this. Apparently, a couple buddies are like, dude, why are you look like freaking Mr. Burns. Excellent. Okay.
Excellent.
No more of that.
I cover the face. Got moneymaker.
Anyway, so the Navy brought you. So were you still in the Navy?
I was.
While you were bouncing?
Yes.
Shit, dude, that's crazy. Okay, so where is this place in relation to what part of Japan?
Roppongi is a suburb of Tokyo.
Okay, so it's in Tokyo then.
Right.
Okay, what kind of clientele? Like what kind of bar? Like was it just like a dance club type, or was it like a bar?
There was a strip of clubs over there. So what would happen is trains would quit running at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And wouldn't start running until 6 in the morning.
Wow.
So you're stuck at the clubs. You're stuck in that area all night long.
So they'd be clubbing all night until like the trains like come
all
back?
night long. You'd see fools on the train on the way back to the base.
So was it okay? So the clientele, was it mainly military personnel, or was it a mixture? Was it also Japanese
Very
citizens?
big mixture.
Or?
Yes.
Okay, who caused the most? Probably goes without saying, but who caused more trouble?
Jarheads, man.
Right, dude.
Yeah, I know you know with the boogie. So
man. Hey, much love to the Marines, man. Thank you guys for what you do, but fuck. You guys from Pendleton, man, that come up to you guys cause the most fucking trouble, man. You guys get drunk and just get gangster, man. Yes. But hey, fight hard, party hard, right? I guess.
hey, you know, when one of them go down, the rest of them jump up, and you're like, oh,
course,
okay,
man.
it's on.
Hey, that's and that's why they made some of the most interesting fights, because they're gonna help their brothers out. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if you're security or the cops or whatever. They're gonna freaking help their boys,
Right.
man. All right. So, how long did you work there again?
I worked there about 3 months.
Okay, 3 months. Short time. Was there anything crazy that popped off there that sticks out in your memory?
Well, there was some.
And shout out to all those Japanese. What is going on in the background here?
I was like, somebody giving me bunny ears? What the?
Anyways, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
There was a pretty big fight. There was, you know, as we discussed, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and there was a bunch of Japanese wrestlers that came up to the club one night, and there was two legendary WWE, WWF wrestlers at the time. One being Ted DiBiase.
Oh shit!
The $1 Million Man.
Damn, yeah.
And he was partying with Road Warrior Hawk.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen either one of the Road Warriors, I mean, they're just
Those dudes were
big,
big
massive
boys, yeah.
dudes that you just don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess somebody lost a bet because he walked up and told DiBiase he was a bunch of fake pussies.
Oh shit.
DiBiase was polite about it. He's like, you know, I'm a performer. You can either watch my show or not watch my show. You know, at this point, I don't care. Just, I'll buy you a drink.
Okay.
Buys the guy a drink, dumps it on the floor.
No.
You guys are a bunch of fake pussies.
Did Virgil jump out and hit the fool with the chair?
With the finger poke and the, you know.
Oh shit.
And you see Road Warrior Hawk standing behind him going, yeah. And the fight was on. DiBiase just drew back and hit this guy so hard, he put his nose on the side of the guy's face. I mean...
So what did you do?
What could you do? Of course, all the
wrestlers grab a fucking chair. What's up, bro?
All the guys jumped up and they started attacking these.
Yeah.
You know.
See, dude.
I just started picking up bodies, taking them out the door. You know, it was.
This guy's done.
It was awful. But
damn.
It was pretty crazy.
See, here's one thing, and like folks that know me, I wouldn't. I probably would have fucking tried to get a picture with him. Seriously, man, I don't give a fuck, dude. And like my wife talks shit because she'll get embarrassed for me. She's like, don't go bugging them. What, you know? I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'll walk up to anybody of fame and politely, I won't be a dick about it. But I'll ask again, what are they gonna do, man? What's the worst gonna do? Fucking tell me no, punch me, dude. I don't care. Like, when are you ever gonna meet them again? Like, chances are probably never. So why not, man? Who cares, man?
Now,
I'd have been like, DiBiase, what? Can I get?
Now, 20 plus years ago.
Give me a selfie, Ted. Ah!
20 plus years ago, we didn't have the phones. You know, we didn't have that kind of luxury back then. You know,
I'd have been with the Polaroid camera, like. So, Ted,
will you sign this for me?
Look out! Someone's coming for freaking 6 o'clock. Look out! That's cool. That's crazy.
It was pretty cool because years later I met him again, and
did you bring up that story?
We got to talking, and he's like, "Did we meet before?" And you know, because a buddy of mine asked him, yeah, we met before at the Staples Center or whatever. And, you know, these guys, they meet thousands of people, you know, and I just kind of giggled and grinned and trying to keep my mouth shut,
Yeah.
He's like, what? Did we meet before? Yes, sir. He goes, where at? And I told him, I said, Japan. When? Like 93, 94.
Yeah.
You know, he's just puzzled. Japan? And he got interested. He's like, who was I with? I said, Road Warrior Hawk. And his face just, he's a preacher now at this point.
Yeah.
So his face lost all expression, went, oh, had to be 93.
So he knew exactly what it was.
Right. He went right to it, so he knew.
That's crazy. You know what? And this is kind of going off on a tangent a little bit, but I consider him like my cousin, man. I like you know, I'm part Samoan, right? So, and it's like a small world too, because when I brought this up to our instructor, he actually knew him too. But I used to go and do Polynesian dancing for a dance company called TRI Productions, and I used to go and play Nintendo with he's considered Samoa Joe now, but Joey say no.
Okay.
And we played a little pro wrestling game, and we kind of grew up a little, lost touch, and I ran back into him several years later. I mean, this was still like 15 years ago or so, and he told me, yeah, man, I'm wrestling. I'm like, where? What do you mean? Like wrestling? Like collegiate or Greco? Like what? And he's no, man, I'm in Japan. I'm wrestling. I'm like, what do you? All right, like what do you mean? He's like, WWE. It was WWF at the time, right? You know, like that. I'm like, what? You know, at first I'm like, that. How? What do you? And he was doing it in Japan, and then a couple of years later, my wife was watching TNA, I think is what
right.
And then like they're like, oh, so Samoa Joe, da, da, da. And I'm like looking, and I do a double take. I'm like, oh, that's fucking Joey. Oh shit. So that was, I just made me think about that. Sorry. My arm hurts from freaking throwing that name out.
Name drop. Boom.
Name drop. Oh, what the feet I'm down. All right. But anyways, that just made me think about it. So 3 months. Where's the next place that you bounced at?
The next place I bounced it was quite a few years later.
Okay.
A little bar outside of a town called Bolivar, Missouri.
What? Where? Bottle of Missouri?
Bolivar, like
Okay.
Simone Bolivar.
Okay. Okay. Where was that in Missouri?
In Missouri.
Okay.
So,
All right.
What
kind of bar? Was it a bar or?
It was the kind of place. Yeah, it's just a regular bar, little dance floor, live band in the corner. Big place just outside of town. So yeah, everybody go out and party, get drunk, fight. You know the rule of three.
Right.
What do guys do? Hey, we're going out to party.
Yeah. Act a
To
fool.
find women.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't gonna work. So what are you gonna do? Oh, we're gonna get drunk. Well, now they're already mad because they didn't find no pussy. So now they're they're drunk.
Yeah.
So what's left to do? Let's fight.
Right.
So
And Missouri, like the clientele, was it like good old boys or like
a lot of good old boys. A lot of good old boys. Lot of
Hey,
fellas.
but they like to scrap though. They like to.
A lot of fellas would rather fight you than know you.
Right.
And there's one particular guy that I ended up working with years later.
Yeah.
Good old Ricky Gooding.
What's up, Ricky Gooding?
He's actually
my neck right now, man.
He's actually a sheriff's deputy now.
Oh shit! I have a couple tickets, Ricky Gooding.
Set him off. But he was one scrapper that is like one of those boys you just didn't want to fight because you knew it was going to end up bad. And I'm glad I didn't have to.
Nice.
Love you, Ricky.
Yeah. Hey, Ricky. Call me. Just 3 tickets.
And then, didn't pay very well. It was helping out. It was, but it was definitely an experience.
Okay.
Especially when the girls would start fighting and you got to pull their hands out of each other's hairs. And
They always go for the hair, man.
It's horrible. Women learn how to fight.
A lot know how to. Yeah. A lot more women do know how to scrap, man. There's some chicks that I train with, man. They're tough, tough chicks. My daughter, man. My daughter's been training with me since she was 5 years old, 6 years old. She's in the military now too, military police. Hi, Janessa. She can scrap, man. She can Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, I actually. When she decided to go in the military, I mean, I'm happy for whatever she wants to do, but I really wish she decided to come in.
No laka aquí.
I really wish that she would have stayed and continued mixed martial arts, man, because she is so. We'd spar, man, and she'd give me a run for my money. Hey, sir, how you doing? Yeah, so it'd be pretty crazy. Welcome. It's okay. You're fine. Yeah. Okay, so tell me how long you worked there for.
It was just off and on, about a year,
Okay.
Whenever I got bored, needed some money, I'd head out there.
Hey, Rob, can you mic him?
John?
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Craziest situation that happened there.
That I started? No, I was kidding. One of the worst ones was this big old corn-fed boy. I mean, he had to be 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". Mm-hmm. Been drinking all night.
Okay.
Well,
as you do at a bar.
As you do as a bar, Well, this guy, he came up to me and kind of gave me that look like, I'm gonna end up fighting you tonight.
I'm gonna fight you or kiss you.
Back then I always wore my hat like this because that was the cool thing, back then. Well, he walks up to me and says, "Only black people wear their hats like that."
Wow. And this is Missouri, right?
This is in Missouri, and there weren't too many African Americans around, and
probably all kinds of races.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you an interesting story about that in just a second.
But there was JJ, who I just happened to be shooting pool with.
Okay.
Yo, JJ, what color am I? Off-white. What color are you? Brown. I said, well, I don't see anybody you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, and by that time, my friends kind of split me up because they knew that I was getting ready to light this dude up. Well, you know, and I wasn't even working that night. So, you know, when I bought my business, you know, went outside for a little bit, came back in, well, decided I was going to leave because this dude was still here. It was going to end bad. Well, I just happened to follow him out. His girlfriend just left, kicking rocks, you know, and you can tell he's just pissed off, and he looks over and he sees two other guys walking out. Mm-hmm. He's like, what are you looking at? How about if I just roll you up right now? So I grabbed him from behind and, you know, kind of threw him on his head.
Give him a wedgie? I grabbed him behind, give him a wedgie.
Threw him on his head and turned him around, hand on his throat, cocked back, ready to hit him. I said, are you done?
Yeah.
His eyes were about that big, and we realized that it was, you know, the short, chubby guy that he was picking on all night. Had him by the throat. Yeah. I'm done.
Nice. And I think,
you know,
that's one of the 3 words most bouncers say when we got somebody in a position after they got crazy and we got them on the ground, or we're choking them out, or we're holding them down, and that's the words. Are you done?
Are you done?
So, I want to welcome. We got John De La O, my good friend and instructor.
The voice of John De La O.
The voice you hear. The guy that walked in front of all the cameras.
I forgot about the cameras. I thought this was, you know, radio. I forgot that we also have.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we had this thing called radio.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had this thing called telegraph.
Before the interwebs and you boys with that computer machine.
You forgot those.
Huh. those Fandangle motion pictures.
So we're getting stories from Tony about what it's like to bounce in the South.
Yeah.
The bounce of the South.
Bounce in the South. So I got a real quick story about. So my daughter, like I said, Janessa is in the Army.
Wonderful girl.
Thank you, sir. Military police. Mm-hmm. We went out for her graduation, and it was she went to and was graduating from Fort Leonard, Missouri. Mm-hmm. Shout out Fort Leonard. And when we arrived on the way there from the airport, we stopped by McDonald's, and it was me, my wife, my son, and my dad. And my wife is full Mexican, right? And I look Mexican. And I've never, well, with my mom, I've seen this happen before, but it's been a long time since I've seen this happen. We walked in the McDonald's. It was all white people. And there was about 4 or 5 older ones talking. I sound like there's 4 or 5 older ones in the bushes right there, man. No, but anyways.
There probably was.
When we opened the door, all the talking stopped. And they looked at us like, what the fuck are you doing here? And that, dude, I was so fucking mad. Like, just no one said a word to us, but the look, if looks could kill,
right? You
know, we'd all be, you know. That's and impressive. I just, oh my, it made me. And then what made it even crazier is because I'm half Samoan and I'm half white. Mm-hmm. My dad is.
Your dad's about as white as
they come, yeah. Man. You know, he used to be a biker and he used to be a crazy white dude. And they're looking at my dad like, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing with these folks or something like that? And that was crazy because like it's not something that you're used to here in Cali. You don't see that shit go on, you know.
Right.
Maybe in a few different spots where people are real ignorant and stupid. But man, I've never seen that something like that. And oh man,
you know, I look at it this way.
The guy got elected for Christ's sake.
That's a whole nother freaking rabbit hole we could go down.
I look at it this way. I don't care what you are. It's who you are. If you know, right? You could be white, black, Asian, you know, it don't matter. But an asshole's an asshole.
Very true.
So.
Very true.
So we're talking about race and working the door and whatnot?
Yes, sir.
One of the most interesting comments I ever got from one of my students, a Korean gentleman by the name of Frank, the Drunk Tank
Frank the
Park,
Tank.
right?
Yeah, Brother Frank.
The Korean catastrophe. The holler out there.
I love that dude, man.
Well, he and I worked the door together a few times. In
Where?
A few places. Once at Panama Joe's. And I think another time at, no, I'm not sure. I worked with a lot of my students at the same time. It was always good to have people that you could count on having your back. But he was working at a place in Newport Beach, right off the ocean. I think it was called Sol, S-O-L, like soul, like the sun, Sol. And he, every Saturday morning, you talk about the bouncing gigs you did Friday night. So we're working out Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and he's telling me how a famous actress, or well, he didn't know who it was Anne H, an actress. I guess she used to be in movies and TV or something. Anyway, I know she freaked out and wandered around the town naked. Long story short, how she was hassling him one day because he didn't know who she was. He asked to see her ID, and she went off on him and this and that. And
don't you know who I am?
Yeah, exactly. You should know who I am. You should watch my stuff. It would be good for you to learn about some nonsense like that. Jeez. But anyway, so we got to talking about it. He goes, you know what? Frank, like I said, I mentioned before, he's Korean, and there's a reason why I mentioned that. His parents owned, yes, true to stereotype, a liquor store in downtown Compton, right? Right off, what was the freeway there that goes? Anyway, his parents still own the liquor store, and he's worked there since he was a little boy. And, he knows everyone in the neighborhood. He watched people grow up, grow old, and pass away. And, he's an adult now. And he says to me, you know what, John, my parents have owned a liquor store in Compton all my life. I've worked in that store all my life. I have never been called a dirty gook and been told to go home until I worked the front door at a high-end, Newport Beach.
But there's something about like folks that are entitled or think that they're entitled that come from a higher class. They look down on a lot of people, and they expect to be treated a certain way. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them. I've noticed that.
Well, stuff. I think racism doesn't know any. There's poor Mexicans that hate black people. There's rich black people that hate white people. There's Jews that don't like Muslims, and there's Muslims who don't like other Muslims. Yeah. I had a friend once. Another story.
Yeah. Is that your friend? Your friend must be calling in right now with that story, huh?
I'll have to check that out later. Anyway,
mushy.
His name was Darwin. Darwin. He was from Somalia. And he worked at the gas station. I had a 66 Mustang, so I had to get gas every other day, right? So I got to know him. I'd see him every day. Hey, you can give me $20 on pump 5. And he's okay. Yeah, I like your car, and then we talk, and I could tell. I go ask him. He goes, "Oh, I'm from Somalia. Yeah, and he, real little guy, real small guy." And one day one time I ran out of gas before I got to the gas station. He actually closed the store and helped me push the car to the gas station and get gas. He was that kind of guy. And so one day we were out with my friends at a club that I was bouncing at, and I see Darwin there, and he's sitting there. He's a little skinny guy, and he like I said, he's from Somalia, and he's got this giant beer. And I said, "Hey, Darwin, come sit with us. I want to introduce you to my friends here." And so they're is this not good camera? Because all you hear is my voice, and guys looking.
You're just falling in love with you.
Anyway,
we're just eye candy, baby.
Long story short, Darwin sits with us, and we're talking with him. And right a couple tables over, there's these real ghetto ass brothers sitting at the table. Do rags and gold teeth and everything, and they're throwing us hard looks and everything. And Darwin's just putting away these giant beers, and everyone's buying them for him. He's a nice guy. He's real affable. And they look at him, they go, one of them, he goes, "Hello, my friends." And they say to him, "Yo, brother, what are you doing sitting with all them crackers?" Darwin says, "Brother? Do not call me brother. I know who my father was," right? I'm like, oh. No. Darwin and I know Darwin, but I'm going to have to find out these 5 brothers from the,
Darwin,
and these were not my fighting buddies. These were like friends from school who were not tough guys. And I'm like, oh man, we're going to throw down with these guys. And he goes, "What did you just say?" And he goes, "Look, Cotton, don't you tell me brother, and don't you get on me for not being black enough. You, in my village, you would be killed because you are not black enough. And you would be killed for being too black. And you, my friend, you would be smothered by your own mother because you were so damn ugly." And I was like, oh my God. And then, the biggest, scariest brother looks straight at him and goes, So we all started laughing, and we all, wound up, having drinks together. The moral to this story is don't hide from ethnicity. That's where people should really be offended, when they hide behind their ethnicity, or when people try to ignore them and ignore the ethnicity and say, "Oh, well, no, we're all the same." No, we're not all the same. Every individual is different. Just like there's guys with red hair, black hair, blonde hair, right? Your skin color makes no difference to me, right? Neither does your hair color, Right?
Exactly. Like I
Neither
said,
does your race,
an ass is an ass.
or your and along that lines, sexual orientation, an ass is an ass, right, Tony?
Sometimes.
Well, that has been the racism hour with Don and John and Tony. We will conclude with. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, okay, so
That was a good Dr. Ruth.
all right. So the next place you started bouncing at,
Would be Dosans.
okay,
Joe-san, I heard he was in prison for a long time.
Where's this at?
Nice tri-level little spot over off of Magnolia and Warner.
Okay, how long did you work there?
Not very.
Okay, which not very, like a week.
Oh,
2
well,
weeks?
probably about 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
I bounced around a little bit. The same guy had an account at Club Blue over there on Beach Boulevard. So I worked a few different spots for him.
What kind of clientele was there?
Mostly Asian.
Asian. Any interesting stories with with Asian or Asian gangs coming in there? And
Oh, yeah.
I'm just speaking from experience because at the Boogie, we'd have lots of problems with them, and they were some of the most toughest. Like, hopefully, Chris, Mr. Big Show, you better get in here, man. You need to get in here because there's some there's this one time that we were just probably fighting about 20 of them, it seemed. And Chris is a big dude, man. Big. I mean, he just makes big guys still look like little guys. Huge guy. And I'll never forget, man, this little 5 foot something Vietnamese dude, like as we're fighting, we're trying to grab dudes and freaking just take them to the ground and hold them there. And he's just freaking it was like he was grabbing like little like spider monkeys, you know, just like come here, he's grabbing 2 and 3, and one of them ran, dude. He fucking ran and he jumped. There's these little partition walls that would like go around the DJ booth and stuff on the sides and stuff to kind of keep people on one side. And this fucking dude, and I tried to yell, you couldn't hear with the music, you know, I tried to yell freaking Chris, and this fucking dude jumped onto the fucking thing like with one leg. He fucking pushed off the thing to get himself high enough to fucking crack him. And he didn't. I mean, it was like, and Chris just fucking like let go. One dude
Went Jackie Chan on.
yeah, he did. And I mean, I was actually impressed. I was like, damn, I didn't think he was gonna get up there, man. But he got up there and fucking bah. But Chris grabbed him before the guy even fucking landed on the ground. Chris let go of the guy, and fucking you know, just fucking like as he's falling, he's like, ah. Oh my gosh, shit was crazy. Anyway, sorry, back to you. I keep hitting this damn mic, man. Sorry.
We'd have a lot of different altercations in there. My first night in there, in Dosans, they put me downstairs.
Okay.
And, me having a little bit of experience, they put somebody that had absolutely no experience down there with me. And, there was stairways that we could go out if something tragic happened.
Yeah.
Well, a fight breaks out on the other side over by the youngster. Mm-hmm. So I run over. He's gone. So I'm catching somebody swinging, and I take him down, which leaves my back exposed. So now I got 4 guys coming over on top because it was like 4 on 2, and I grabbed one of the 2 that was swinging. So now I'm like, that didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
So I come flying up with my mag light and swinging, and of course they scattered. And I turn around, get out! So I closed the whole bottom floor by myself. And, they already broken bottles. They were bloodied up. And, I'm thinking, where'd this guy go? I'm calling on the radio. Nobody's responding.
Yeah.
I go upstairs. There's 2 or 3 different fights going on. Somebody busted open their pepper spray and threw it in the middle of the dance floor to clear out the club. I mean,
what?
It was...
They took a canister of pepper spray or OC spray that you push with your finger.
And knocked the top off and...
Just use it like it was a fucking fogger?
Yep.
Jesus. What the hell? Like what? Right?
Same purpose.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you.
The names that we talked about, and then that video I want to review about what happened last week in New York City about the one bouncer that saved the day. Anyway, sorry about that.
But yeah, that's all good. But it was pretty crazy, So after we cleaned house and figured out what was going on, we found a guy in the bathroom with stab wounds.
Oh shit!
So what these guys would do is they'd take their martini glasses, knock the bottom off, and try to stab you with them.
Did the guy make it, or?
Oh yeah, he was alive. He was just hole in his stomach. It was like.
So did you guys stop? Because we used to have beer bottles and like all that shit. We had to switch to just cups because people would use them as weapons.
No, they kept them.
Kept serving them.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
It was
gangster. Y'all gangster over there, man.
It was like that. It seemed like it was like that every night. And then I took over the lead, and I told
there's you.
There's old world right there.
Where's you? Right there, right there.
Yep.
Oh, my hand's in a bad spot. Right there. Nice, man. You guys, that's like the bounce. Like freaking either you're in jail or you're a bouncer. Like freaking. Kind of sucking your gut. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Right on.
That's a good time over there at Oktoberfest.
Okay, so is that the next one that you worked at is at?
Yeah, that's the most recent one. Yeah, Old World.
Okay,
Huntington
so
Beach.
Old World, for folks that don't know, that's in Huntington Beach, right, where they have Oktoberfest. Right. So now that I found out that Tony works there, I'm gonna get a hookup on my beer and whatnot, and get in for free and get a bunch of beer.
Well, come on down. I don't know about the beer, but I can get you in.
All right, cool. I'm gonna save $7 or.
Wait, when do you work there?
Sorry, John, you're not invited. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't drink beer from plastic cups. I don't give up.
No, they have glass. They're like glass boots.
Well, I tell you what,
glass boot.
Just get Das Boot.
Dude, it's like a huge glass boot, sir.
No, man, I ain't drinking no Das Boot. My grandpa killed a bunch of them Das Boot stepping.
But sir, we just didn't
we just talk about racism?
Unity. Did you watch that Rick James? Dave said, Unity. Remember? Huh? I'm Rick James, bitch.
So Tony, I don't mean to interrupt the
no, sir.
The natural progression.
Of course not.
Of Tony's life as a bouncer. But he and I actually bounced, and this fits really well into the racism thing too. Tony and I bounced at the same place. I was working at a place in here in Garden Grove, as a matter of fact, just down at the end of Chapman there. And we both wound up working for the worst kind of racist, the kind that just like won't come out and say it, but he'll take steps to assure that only the right kind of people come into his place of business. I'll let Tony take this, and then and I'll add my 2 cents where it's worth.
Okay, so where was this place? If you can say it. If you don't want to say it, you don't want to get anybody.
I'd rather not give him the.
Okay, that's cool.
The nod on that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
no problem.
It was just.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, but I'll tell you where it was.
Okay,
it was. Now I can't remember the name. Doheny. It was off of Chapman. The guy's name was Paul. The guy was a real straight dickhead. He says to me my first day when he's walking through quote unquote orientation. He goes, "Look, I don't mind if Mexicans who come in here speaking English, but I don't want any border brothers in here." So go ahead, Tony.
Cool.
I'm sorry, did I throw you under the bus there?
No, I don't really go back there, so
it's all good. No worry. Okay,
it's a cute little bar,
Yeah.
And
it's a great bar, and the clientele are really cool people. The guy's wife is really sweet too. The guy's just a prick.
Yeah, really was. It was one of those things where he brought me on, and my understanding was I was just only going to work a couple of days. John was going to work a couple of days. Next thing I know, I'm working all the days. So it was like, that's a red flag right there to me. I'm like, okay, what's the problem? I thought we were going to do this. And he's all, no, it's not like that. And then, I'm like, asked John what was up, and he was like, I mean, it was obvious that he was just being a prick towards John.
And I think that's what, like, it's kind of, sucks that it happens, but living in Cali, and maybe I'm more optimistic because I'm biracial, but, like, the mix of so many different nationalities and stuff.
I would say at this point, ain't we all?
Right? As somebody, most folks.
Here's the thing. And you could say, it's just he's just being old school. But this guy would actually take steps to ensure that certain people didn't come. Those jukeboxes where you put your card in and you can get to it on your phone and all that.
Yeah.
He made the guy who installed that, the guys who service it or whatever. I don't know what they call the engineers who do it. he made it specific. He didn't want any. You could not play hip hop if you typed into that. What do they call super search or star search or whatever on that thing. And let's say you put Tupac Shakur. That's his name, right? Tupac Shakur. Or
Tupac.
Biggie Fat, Biggie Smalls, whatever.
Biggie Smalls.
You would not get nothing. They would say, sorry, we found nothing in your. He didn't want any hip hop played in his bar.
Wow.
Right. And the thing that really burned me one day, I was working the door, and a gentleman comes to the door, and the gentleman was clearly, him and his friends were clearly older than I was. I could tell. And they didn't speak English, they spoke Spanish. So I said to him in Spanish, I said, hey, man, I need to see your ID. So, he gives me, those Mexican IDs. And I was like, all right. And then the bartender said, no, he can't come in. He doesn't have a California State driver's license. I'm like, the guy's older than me, right? And I have to tell this guy in Spanish, I'm sorry, you need a friggin'... Yeah, and he looks at me. And like I said, I'm telling him this in Spanish. He knows I'm Hispanic, right? He knows I'm Mexican. And I got the look from him, like I imagine, Samuel Jackson looked at what's his name in Django? He looked at me like I was the house nigga.
Yeah.
He just like, all right, man, and walked away. I had never felt so low in my life as when I had to tell a 50-something-year-old dude he couldn't come in because he didn't have a California state ID. No, that's not why he couldn't come in. Yeah. That's not why he couldn't come in.
That was just some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Man, if you racist, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Alright? Sorry.
Can't we all just drink a beer? I mean,
right? It's like his money wasn't good enough.
Jeez. Anyways, well, hopefully
not to bring the whole show down, but
No, that's all right.
You live and learn. Yeah. And it was at the point when I realized that he kind of screwed over John. I'm like, I straight up asked.
So you
John,
guys actually knew each other.
I got him the job there.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
He got me on there, and then I flat out asked him, dude, you want me to quit? Because I'll go find,
Yeah.
And he was like, no, dude,
Yeah.
do
it's hard.
Do what
It's
you
a
gotta
tough
do.
decision. Like, man,
and I felt bad about it. That was one of those things where it's like I kind of needed the money, and it was like, so it was.
And it wasn't his fault. So I'm like, yeah, take the money, do the job, just watch your back because this guy won't,
Yeah, and that's the most effed up thing about that, man. You wanna at least have the feeling like if shit goes down, people have your back, and especially the manager or the owner,
right?
And that was kind of jacked up sometimes with the Boogie is the owner Jack. Everybody knew. I know Jack. That was like a joke. I know Jack, bro. I know Jack, bro. Oh, my freaking white bandana lifts the truck. I know Jack, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever, bitch. And then the thing is, you would grab somebody that was fucking acting a fool, and you're going to kick him out, and this fool would walk up looking like a drunk-ass Bill Clinton, and be like, this boy right here's a good boy. Here's a good boy. And I'm like, this fucking guy just took a swing at me, sir. Oh, he's a good boy. Go ahead. Give him a free drink. I'm like, this motherfucker right here, man.
Oh, it's okay. It's like the manager does something the same way. Oh, it's okay. Let him in.
Man.
Dude, he just cracked a dude over the head with a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
No, I ain't letting him back in tonight. He's got to go, And that's why I left that place because, if you're going to immediately let somebody I just kicked out or 86.
86.
Then
thank you.
Why are you paying me?
Yeah. And it like I said, it's not healthy. It's not healthy knowing that right. Do they have my back? If shit goes down or whatever, legally something goes down, or am I just gone, fired, and good luck, bro?
That's a question for you guys.
Yes.
A little off topic. You ever had to deal with cops in your establishment, either who were out of control and flashing their badges around, or you had to approach and tell them, hey, you can't have your guns in here. You can't have your firearms in there. You ever had to deal with that?
Yes. We don't let them in at Old World.
Well, sure. Right, but I mean, aside from not letting them in.
I don't know as far as like with a concealed carry permit, if you're, I'm not. At an alcoholic establishment, if the business is primarily serves alcohol as their primary, form of business, you cannot carry in there. From what I heard, I'm not saying I have a concealed carry. I'm just saying that's what I heard. But I don't know if the same applies to officers.
You can't be drinking and having a gun. You can't. Period.
Here's
And here's the thing:
right,
if I own a bar,
sure,
I don't want you drinking and carrying a gun. I don't give a shit. You know, I don't care if you're freaking Harry Callahan. All right, you can't do it.
Dirty
and,
Harry.
You know, and I told a cop one time myself. He's like,
lucky
you know, I walk over to this table of these guys, you know, who only showed their IDs when they came in, right? But they're wearing like their Baker to Vegas shirts, and they're you know
they're Leos, law enforcement.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and I could see that someone's got something sticking out of his shirt. It's tucked in. I go, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? He goes, yeah. I go, hey man, you can't have your gun in here. And he goes, well, I'm a cop. I'm like, yeah, okay, but you're welcome to stay, but you and your boys got to take your guns out. So you so this is bullshit. I'm a cop. You want me in here? You want me? I'm going. You're already drinking. You're already acting an ass. All right. Yeah. Listen, stupid. And I look at the guy dead in the eye, and his friends were pretty cool, right? They're like, all right. They started picking their stuff up, ready to go. And this guy was just one of those guys who just didn't like being told no. Yeah. And I said, look, dipshit, do you take a 6-pack to work? What? No? Then why would you bring a fucking gun into a bar?
Right.
Get the fuck on. You know? And he's like, you're talking pretty tough for a guy, to an armed man. I'm like, draw it and see what happens. Try to pull it out. So that was my
nice.
Yeah, at Old World for Oktoberfest, we search everything.
Yeah.
We get people, and it's usually the people that are trying to get contraband in will be like, God, I don't even get treated like this at the airport. That's right. We're better than the airport. We're gonna find your shit.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what you look like. You can still come in.
Right.
And
your money's green.
I will drag your ass out.
We're professional with the cops. It's like, hey, look, we need you to either go put it back in the car, or you need to leave because we don't want it in here.
And so Old World, you work there kind of till present day, right? You kind of help out or work there every once in a while.
The past 3 years I've been there for Oktoberfest.
Cool, and you'll probably be there this year. So yeah, that'll get me hooked up. Two Das Boots. I don't really drink. They're for my wife.
Right.
Anyways, crazy. So you do something else though professionally as well. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I do. I am a pro wrestler.
Okay, so that's that hat on your head, right?
Orange County Championship Wrestling.
All right, so let's hear about that. Tell us a little bit about that. What's your character name?
Well, it's Tony Reyes.
Tony Reyes, right?
Tony Reyes.
Cool, cool. Are you a good guy or bad? I don't know the lingo.
I'm a good guy.
Okay.
Here's a good picture of me.
Yeah.
Bloodied up after a pretty bad cage match.
With a cool belt.
So.
Right on. Very cool.
Yeah, we get pretty dirty doing some of that stuff sometimes.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been to an event when you guys were down in off beach.
Mm-hmm. 555.
Yeah,
we got another one coming up right here in a few weeks at June 3rd.
Oh, nice.
Right there at the American Legion Hall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Yeah, man, I was tripping out. I was like, man, you guys get down. The girls you have wrestling too are like flipping those, just like, man. I mean, and this is talking from a dude that's like training jiu-jitsu for most of his life, off and on. More on lately, but
yeah. Well,
go ahead, sir.
You're doing really well. I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Enough of that.
Thank you. But Dues is. Oh wait, we got time. we got another week or so. Anyways, but yeah, man, they'd be like crazy flipping over, and I was like, I need some Advil just watching this shit.
When I get out there and I do some of the stuff I do at the size that I am, it's a jaw dropper. People are like, "How does he do that?"
You're athletic. Your size.
They see a 300-pounder do a cartwheel and they're like,
"Yeah, that's cool." Yeah,
and I'm glad that I can still do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's a great time. There is a open bar, so go ahead, come on down, buy some tickets.
Nice.
To be fair, it's not an open bar. It is a full bar.
Full bar.
An open bar is what they have at weddings for 2 hours before it gets destroyed.
Yeah, John will correct you.
Okay, how's this?
Nothing's free, bruh.
Let me say it this way. The bar will be open.
Fair enough, but it's not an open bar.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you trying to get me killed.
I'll here to drink, man. I'm here to drink. Y'all got free shit, man. Okay, and you're on there's another podcast that we do from our network here. What's that podcast called?
Let's see here. The
Wrestling
Wrestling Hour
Hour
with Lunchbox and Preschool.
Preschool, right? And you're on there. When is that? So we can. Actually, it's going to be on here.
Actually, it'll be
about
on here.
Minutes, right?
9 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my boys out there. They're being quiet.
They are.
They're here yelling and screaming and kissing and hugging and all sorts of crazy madness. But right on. That's cool. Are you staying for that? Are you going to be here for that?
Yes,
well?
I'll be here for that for a little while for sure.
And you have your kid Dakota, right? Mm-hmm. She's involved in this too, right?
She's actually one of the producers on the show.
That's cool.
So
getting your daughter in the business.
She's been training now for a while. So
yeah, that's cool. She wrestles too.
Yeah, she's getting ready to have her name's still in the air. We're trying to
be determined.
To be determined.
Fucking Mike keeps riding up on my freaking double.
I would say it has to do something with Novocaine.
Novocaine?
Novocaine rays. So
that's cool. That's it.
She'll put you to sleep.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. I like it. Very cool. Right on. Hopefully, I want to review a video. Is that the one we were talking? Okay. So do we have live video or not live? But do we have actual video? Okay. So let me just give you a little preface of this. Last week in New York, some freaking asswipe. I guess he smoked a bunch of synthetic fucking marijuana or something and just went nuts. He fucking just cut off and was just driving down the street, just running people down, trying to kill people. And unfortunately, a woman lost her freaking life, man. And after he crashed the car, I guess some motherfucker tried to run. And a bouncer, yay, grabbed this fucking dude and held him down until the cops got there. And from experience, people that are on fucking drugs, man, they are very fucking. They can be very strong. And so, anyways, can you play that video about them talking? And it's playing right now. Cool, right on. I can't hear the audio, but people can hear it. Yeah. Well, anyways, so what we're seeing, this is the aftermath, right, of after this dude crashed in the car. There's a video on there when they were interviewing the bouncer, though. Hopefully, we can get to the damn. That's crazy, man, dude. What the fuck? See, that's the thing. Like, people talk like shit about like firearms and stuff and like control. And like, I understand, like, and I'm for reasonable gun, not control, but reasonable laws. You know, like we're in Cali. We're already in a strict area where there's a background check automatically done on you. You can't pull that gun show stuff. You know, and like I'm down with that stuff. We need that, but you know. A firearm's simply a tool. You know, I work now professionally fixing tools and selling tools, and it's a type of tool. It will not do anything if you just set it on the ground and don't just get up and start looking for people to shoot. You pull the trigger, and it performs a function. It's a very deadly tool, for sure, but it's an inanimate object. People don't understand. We drive these freaking 1-ton 4-wheeled projectiles that can fucking just kill people, you know, like with ease. I mean, and unfortunately, someone, lost their life because of that shit. But I'm not, I know there's variables in it, but I think my point I'm trying to make is like we need to try to look at not so much the end tool that's causing this, but more like what's causing one human being to and I'm not saying I have the answer. There's several. Whether it's religious fanaticism, mental instability or sickness,
chemical imbalances,
there's tons of them. But we got to figure out like what's causing another human being to want to kill another human being, because we're just treating the symptoms. You can't. Let's say you ban all the guns, well then. How many people are killed by just fists and feet and knives and it's
here's the whole thing about it is 20 years ago the same stuff was happening.
Now
the only thing is nobody knew.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd read about it in the paper, you might hear a little clip on the news, but you wouldn't see any video footage of it. It wasn't real.
Yeah.
Now we get live up to the minute. Oh my God, there's, live shooter, and you're just like.
And now we got Facebook Live. I mean, like, literally.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, here we go. So is there audio for this too? Damn, man, that's crazy.
I mean, I was watching it, watching that guy go up and down the sidewalks.
So he's trying to run, right?
He's trying to run, and he gets tackled, dude.
And that fool just freaking racks that fool, man.
And it's funny because he fights for a minute. Look, he's still up.
Trying.
He's still up. He gets back up, runs again, and a pile hits him.
Dude.
Boom.
Boom, motherfucker.
I had an incident at a club.
And that bouncer, I don't know if they were interviewed him, but he was from the Hard Rock, I think, right? Hard Rock Cafe or whatever out there in New York.
Well, my hat's off to him.
Much, man. Props to that dude.
We had two individuals leave a club one night, and the one guy ended up pulling a box knife off his arm, which we did pat downs.
Out of his arm?
He had it duct taped up underneath his arm.
Oh shit!
So he reached in his shirt and pulled out this box cutter.
You guys didn't film him on the pat down. You guys came up and or he just did a good job at it. See, that motherfucker brought that in to cause freaking trouble.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Exactly.
Can people hear the audio from this? Oh well, that sucks. Well, that was the bouncer, just with no audio.
Dude, they left our spot, but they're across the street and they start going at it. They left our spot. Are we still responsible for that? That's one of those. Do we go? Dude goes down and you're seeing, you hear the screams that you hear.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah.
And when I got over there, I helped handcuff the guy and I had my knee in the back of his head and, so that way he couldn't move anymore because the guys were having problems cuffing him. And so I helped get him secured. And then the first cop that pulled up was, trying to do a preliminary search and, he's trying to check his pockets and everything. Mm-hmm. And he starts screaming, "I can't breathe."
Well, it's obvious you can breathe because you're saying the words "I can't breathe." Yeah, that's a good one.
And that's exactly what I said. And the cop looks at me and goes, "You've done this quite a bit, haven't you?" And I did a little bit of time. I worked 3 years in a county jail.
Oh, nice.
So,
like a deputy county jail, or
I was
in
corrections. CO.
Oh shit. Okay.
And
any interesting stories? I'm sure there's tons of them.
Too many. Too many. Let's just say we used to have fun with the taser.
Oh shit.
So
it was you that tased me when I was locked up in county.
My bad.
That's crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah. Oh, there's that. Yeah. So when you said you ran into Ted DiBiase, that's what I was telling you. Uh-huh. If I meet someone famous, I don't give a fuck, man. I'll ask any fucking buddy. I'm like, and it's what'll happen is for some reason I'll start blanking out. Like I don't even know. I can't even tell them what they're from, man. But I'll just be like, I'm a huge fan. Can I get a picture? So this is when I was bound, and the picture, man, it kind of looks like we're freaking lovers. This is me, and that's Rob, man. Oh, we were together like 6 months, baby. No, but yeah, it was kind of cool. I got a picture.
Are you actually smelling his neck?
Yeah. He's actually embraced pretty close right there. Yeah, man. So that was pretty cool, man. He was posted up in the corner bar, and I was like, oh, that's pretty. Oh, I was like. I'm like, I'm gonna ask him.
Okay, I got a question for you. You working at the Boogie? Do you remember when it was the Cowboy?
For the Cowboy Boogie, yeah.
No, the original Cowboy.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Well,
I came right when it was the Boogie.
My dad and a bunch of his friends were locals at that point, and they had a little corner booth set up called the Crazy Corner.
Okay. And
they had this little case in there for a lot of years. I don't know if it was still there when you were there or not, but they had a boot in it where everybody drank out of it, and
I think that was gone when I came. Yeah.
It was just a little case, a little hokey thing that they did. Somebody put a belt buckle in there,
Yeah.
Bunch of redneck cowboys, Norco and all that. But it was funny because I ran into years later when I went in there, Monty.
Oh man, such a cool guy, man.
You know,
Man.
I walked up and I ordered, you know, a Jack and 7, and he just looked at me funny, like, you know, 'cause Jack is nobody drinks Jack and 7.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looks at me and like,
Yeah.
and he's like, do I know you? I'm like, nah, you might know my dad. How long you've worked here? He goes, forever.
A long time.
And I'm like, so I told him, and he's like, your dad's Dallas. As soon as I mentioned Crazy Corner, he's like, your dad's Dallas. My dad's middle name's Dallas, so he just started laughing, and, you know.
It sucks that he passed away, man. R.I.P., man.
He was a good
such
dude.
Such a cool guy, man. Monty was such a freaking... He was probably the most beloved bartender there. Mm-hmm. And it's... On my nights off, I go and just hang. Or if it was slow, my buddy Chris would just let me have the night off, and I just take off my jacket and just chill and just drink. And Monty would set me up with this drink, and it was his own. I never had it anywhere before, and I know it's probably a little fruity, but I don't care, whatever. It's called the June Bug, and he'd make that drink, and we don't have to pay $1 if we were off duty.
Uh-huh.
So he'd make those drinks, dude, and they're good, man. I drink like 3 or 4 or 5, and just buzzed. And
at the time, you know, my day job, I worked with my dad.
Okay.
So the next morning, you know, I'm hungover because, I mean, he was pretty heavy-handed pour that night.
Yeah.
You know, just the lineage. Oh, Crazy Corner kid. I'm like, can you tell me where this Crazy Corner was?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, see this ramp here? It was right over here. That wall wasn't there. It was over here. And I was like, and so it was pretty cool to, you know.
You know what's crazy? A lot of folks that I've ran into that when the name The Boogie comes up, a lot of people have either been there or have some crazy stories or know someone that's been there. And I still just astonishes me how many stories people have about that place, man. It was
a small world, dude.
Yeah,
it's a lot smaller than what people think.
That is true. Hey, what's the name of the? I just want to give a shout out to what's the punchline, right?
Oh yeah,
the punchline. James Dominguez, right, and Kelly Pavlik, the Ghost. Yeah. I just want to give those guys a shout out. Hopefully, we'll see you guys soon on there and whatnot. So, but cool, man. Well, it's been awesome having you on, John.
I just want to give a shout out to all the people who I would like to have their bouncers, doormen, door host, floor staff, floor security, floor hosts, floor
Don't
managers.
forget the parking lot guys.
Yes. I just want to give a shout out to people like, well, never mind.
You know what's interesting about the parking lot? So, brother Anthony Fernandez, man, cool guy. And
you know Anthony Hernandez?
No, Anthony Fernandez. Oh. I'll tell you what, I was actually a little jealous of him. It was him, and his boy BeEZe. They would always roll around this car. They were just the coolest cats, man. They'd just be like, we'd be in brawls, dude, and they just cruise up, just like everything cool, man. He had his little beanie and his gloves on. They just cruise, and they'd be just chilling and rapping in the corner, you know, just posted up, man. I'm like, man, I want to freaking be with these freaking guys out here, man. This is a cool, but cool thing, man. He's moved on. Him and another guy we used to work with. His name escapes me right now, David, I think, but he's actually moved on. He's an actor now, so hopefully we were talking a little bit too. So hopefully we'll get him and his boy BeEZe and Tony on here soon and talk about their stories. They've probably had tons of stories. And also, like, if anybody's watching the show and you're in the industry and stuff, and you are a bouncer, reach out to us, and you know, if we'd love to have some of you guys on and talk about your crazy stories or whatnot.
It would be interesting to get a new perspective too, because I know we were all pretty much former doormen, former bouncers, and you know, I left the bouncing industry before the advent of you know, the cell camera, before everyone had one, right? I could not imagine what it must be like to have to work the door now with people sticking their fucking phones in your face.
Cameras everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got away with some stuff that, you know,
a lot of us did.
Yeah.
Not me.
So,
and then Kevin, Big Kev. Hopefully, I mean, he's going for his lawyer stuff. I mean, so hopefully when you get that stuff going, man, we'll get you on here too. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are in the industry and you want to reach out to us, talk to us, and maybe hopefully get some of you on here and stuff. But man, I just want to say thanks for coming on, Tony.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, you got it, brother. Cool. All right. Peace out, you guys. We're gonna bounce.
Tip the bouncers. Tip the wait staff. Tip the bouncers, though. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah. Good old John. All right, you guys. We're out.